Hi, I'm Norman Willis.
Shelby Faulkner.
I'm Cameron Murray Levette.
Today we're going to talk about being selfless, our selfishness, and
Vulnerability and being selfish.
I guess I could start it off. I was actually just speaking to a group of young men the other day about we have the potential to change the lives of so many people without doing much. And I took Spanish for 3 years. And a friend of mine was walking by, and he was saying, man, I got to study for this Spanish test. I don't know if I'm going to pass or whatever. Now, I could have let him just walk right past me or just been like, you'll be okay. But I was like, I took that 3 years, and I got a B the first time, and I got an A the second 2 times, I believe. And I can help you out. And we ended up, setting up a day to go to the library and things like that. And then I just got me to thinking, how many things do we really know that we can just share with another person to help them along their way? And that's when we got to all of these topics. So, you all can share some information about being vulnerable and actually, just expressing how you really feel to people, because it's not necessary to hold all that stuff in.
It's really not. We find ourselves being vulnerable a lot, and not just with relationships, but also I learned that we're vulnerable to our friends in certain situations or habits in our life. And it's do we really need that? Do we really want that? And it's our needs and wants, we get those confused and tied up. And it's we put our wants over our needs a lot lately. It was a time where I wanted to go party, but did I need to go party?
Mm-hmm.
No, but I was vulnerable to my friend. She's like, you want to hang out? And I'm like, sure, we can. I haven't smoked. We went to junior high together, and I'm sure. It's BB.
Yeah.
And it's do I need to go out? And what made me realize when I went out, it was I'm so much different than her. And it's I don't curse a lot. I don't want to drink a lot, but I do curse a lot, but not as much.
Yeah.
I don't call my friends out their name.
Yeah.
And it's do you need that person? And I was vulnerable for her wants more than my needs. I need to study. I need to do this.
Yeah.
But it's Saturday. We wait till Sunday to do our homework anyway. So it's do I hang out with her? And it's you know what? It was the worst night ever. I never felt like I was in a bad space with someone in my life. And that was that night where I had to open my eyes and realize that me being who I am, forgiving and loving and trusting, is just, you gotta let people go. And that's what I learned from being vulnerable to friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, and vulnerability as a whole, most people are scared of that. And I feel like there's no reason for you to be scared of it. Sure, you may have trust issues and you may have been hurt in the past, but being vulnerable can be a good thing in some ways. It gives you a chance to express yourself, whether it be friends or family. Expressing yourself to at least one person can make all the difference. Because it's okay to be scared at times. That's very understandable. But if you keep to yourself, keep everything bottled in, at a certain point, it can consume you and prevent you from doing other things in life, following your goals or whatever it may be. So don't keep yourself, keep it to yourself, to the point where let it consume you, so to speak.
2 things. The first thing when you were saying, I call that people courage. You know how when you drink something and you just completely, totally opposite, you have so much confidence because you just did this, or I think the same thing. I made this comparison in one of the books I was writing. It's people are like liquor at the end of the day. I'll be so nervous to do something, and all of my friends will come by me, and I'm all right, I'm ready to do it. Just because all these people are, and that's why I'm this is people courage. How they say liquid courage. It's sometimes those decisions that we make are just so, they become hard because all these people are around us. We start behaving differently because people are around us. There will never be a fight in the history of man, if people weren't around in a big circle, you know, like people don't fight.
Because
you know, like if it's not that girl around or these whole groups of people like around, they're not gonna fight each other. If I'm mad at Cameron and you're not here or something like that, and I need an audience, we can just walk by each other like, oh, we cool, you know? Cause,
pretty much,
like, because people need an audience. Like people need
Yeah.
groups. People don't go to parties by themselves. They need groups of people, or they're not going to dance. And back to what you were saying, like, oh,
I gotta add on to that. And I also heard that the guy with the gun is more scared than the person he's aiming at. Like, he's more scared. And, like, who really wants to hurt someone? Like,
unless they're just a cold-blooded person.
it's just like,
like
I really want to hurt you. But it's just like, they fear a lot.
yeah. And what you were saying about this being vulnerable, like, it's nothing really to be afraid of. Like, it's been so many times back when I was writing those love letters and stuff.
Oh man, I remember those days. I used to do it.
When I just walked up to a girl just like, you're beautiful, or just something like that, and I was just being vulnerable. I'm like, I don't care what happens, but I think this woman is attractive. So
right, and I'm gonna let them know that.
Yeah, you know,
like whether you're opposed to that or not, like I'm gonna approach you in a subtle manner, of course, not aggressive.
Yeah,
maybe like a little poem, love letter, whatever. Tell you how beautiful you are. You brighten up my day, whatever the case is.
But at the end of the day, it's better than me calling you those words and being disrespectful. So I feel like being vulnerable is amazing. Like I have a friend here. I won't use his name, but I just told him like, you are a very handsome man, and he took it like
what?
You know, he didn't take it like that, but he was just like, not a lot of guys would say that. But I'm like, man, I'm not like that or anything like that, but I'm not afraid to give another man a compliment.
I didn't even crack a smile. Like I'm just like, because that's love.
Yeah,
and
like
a friend. What a friend would do.
I'm not afraid to tell because I'm comfortable with my sexuality. At the end of the day, if I feel like you're a very handsome man or a very beautiful woman, I'll just tell you or anything like that.
Yourself.
Yeah, because at the end of the day,
it shouldn't really matter what other people think at that point.
Like, it's just weird, and I was just happy that he took it in a mature standpoint and everything. It wasn't like Norman says I was handsome today or something like that. It was just like he understood where I was coming from, and that's just being vulnerable. Like I don't care. It's a friend of mine that just wrote a book, and I'm like, I could be like, man, I wrote a book first or not something like that, but I'm not. I'm like, man, you just did something very awesome. I know how that is. You know, like I know how much hard work that took. So I just sent him a message today, like, man, keep it going. You are amazing. Like, just be vulnerable. He can take it whatever way he wants to take it. But at the end of the day, I said what I had to say.
And it's not sexist either. Like, at the end of the day.
Like, anything you want to say it to people. Because I could be going tomorrow. They could be going tomorrow. And you never want to just be dead or something like that.
In other words, give people their flowers while they can smell them.
Exactly.
Don't wait till it's too late. Cause when you're in the casket or 6 feet under, oh man, he was the coolest dude, man. I always liked you, man. Like I can't hear you. Like,
he was in my math class.
Right. Like he helped me with that calculus homework. I remember him.
Right. Don't wait till I'm going or they're going to tell them that that they're special.
What?
Every day I see her, I tell her, like, she's an amazing poet. And I told him, like, what separates him is he's a hilarious rapper. Like, he's a great guy. And he brings that to the table, and that's what separates him. I'm not going to wait until he's 90 to be like, you know what? Back in college, you were... Like, that's crazy. So tell people what they need to hear while they're living, because they may need that. You know, a lot of people are depressed. So... just be happy, man. Like, that's it. That's the end of this video.
The best feeling ever is being happy.
Exactly.
Yes, you'll live longer.